Hi again, nice to meet you. My name is Emilian and I will be conducting the interview today.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Amelia.
We're doing some market research, so some of the questions might be a little personal and will concern your lifestyle.
I also can't tell you much about what we do or the exact reason we're doing this research because it might affect your answers.
I'm curious to know what is the purpose of this survey, but you will tell me later after interview it is correct.
Yes, I will tell you afterwards.
After the interview, you can just ask questions and I will explain it to you in more detail. Do you have any questions left before we start?
No, let's start.
Okay.
So, what is your occupation?
I am a student in the IT major.
I am a student and work part-time as a software developer.
I work as a sales department. My position is senior account manager.
Okay, and what do you like to do in your free time?
I read books, self-help books, novels. I play games as well, and I play the guitar.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I like to go bouldering. I like to go out hiking into the nature. I like to do sports. Oh, so bouldering, running is another one I started, and I play the piano.
Do you spend a lot of time online?
I do, but I try not to.
Okay. If you're spending time online, do you usually communicate with other people?
Yeah, with through social media, in games. Yeah, I do.
And do you prefer calling or texting them?
Ooh, okay. I think both because it has its own like flavors, you know, when you text someone it has like they have a whole other personality when compared to when you call them somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
How often do you text with other people?
That means chat, right?
Yeah, chat, exactly.
Very often.
A lot?
3 to 4 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Per day I text about 5 people, I would say. I would say I sent about 30 messages per day.
Actually, I also can for every hour because that is for my work. Because at the office, we often chat with the colleagues and even chat with the customer.
When you're texting with other people, what app do you usually use them?
I use Instagram, Messenger. Oh, Discord?
Yeah.
And you mentioned Discord before?
Yes. Texting apps, I use WhatsApp and Signal. Besides that, I use email for personal and work stuff.
Do you know the Zalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of Vietnamese people use the Zalo, but for customer overseas, we often use the WhatsApp.
Do you like to see in your preferred messaging app if the other person you're talking to or texting to is currently online? Or does it not really matter to your response?
I don't think it matters to me because I don't think that they have to text me immediately or I don't really care if they're online or not. Like
You also don't care about the reading confirmation?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never stopped using a messaging app because it was too complicated?
No, but I stopped for other reasons. For example, that none of my friends are using them. That would be the biggest reason.
When you use the messaging apps, do you usually care about like themes and fonts or chat backgrounds, or if you can customize them?
Oh yeah. I do fidget around with them a lot. At the time, everyone who looks at my phone will be just like, "What the is this one, dude?" But yeah, I do customize them a lot.
Is it important for you that they're customizable so that you can change themes or fonts and chat backgrounds, for example?
No. I want a clutter-free, simple user interface. If I like the defaults, then I am never going to change them.
To me, I am boring people. So that is not important to me. Sometimes I just change the avatar on the rope, something like that, not change the background of the box chat. Not very important to me for that point.
When you use it, do you also use a lot of stickers and emojis or?
Oh
Ju-
yes, yes I do.
Yeah.
Because well, that's the fun. Because just plain simple texting is pretty boring, and you cannot really vibe.
When you're chatting with people, do you use a lot of emojis and stickers?
Yes,
Do you
but
also
that is just for the like for the talking chat or for the funny something like that. But with customer, I rarely use for the emotion sticker.
I send text, pictures, I send GIFs, emojis. Sometimes, very rarely, I also send voice messages or videos.
When you use emojis, are you just using them to make the message look better, or are you also using them for joking or being sarcastic?
Both.
Okay.
What would you say are your top 3 most used emojis?
The salute emoji.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
And then the one that I'm so confused, like this hand. I'm not sure if it's high fiving or it's praying.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's I think just the 2.
What are your top 3 most used emojis?
Sometimes angry emoji or laughing or crying.
I use the guy who shrugs with his shoulders, then the heart emoji, and a smiley emoji where there's like one tear coming out of his eye.
And then, have you ever felt like limited by the emojis that are available?
Yes. I often have to scroll through a lot of emojis just to find out that there's no one that matches my intention.
Yeah. So, do you feel like you're just having a hard time to find the emojis, or that there are not enough emojis?
Like, yeah, it's hard to find the one that fits my exact need. But they've been releasing Avatar, like the Avatar in the. Do you know them?
So you also don't have the need to have more personalized emojis?
No, I use a pretty limited selection of emojis.
To me, I often use the Zalo app. There are a lot of kind of emotion there. So to me, I think that's enough.
Okay.
Sometimes I also download more emotion or sticker from there, from the app. So I think that's enough.
They have the avatar thingy. You can customize the avatar, and they have they fits that avatar into the emojis. The more like the stickers.
Do you think it's an easy process to do that?
It's pretty time consuming, but it's fun. So it's yeah.
Do you sometimes feel like people misunderstand you?
Oh yes. Do you know the smiley emoji? Like I just want to be okay, hello, and then this smiling emoji, but it's
Yeah, the basic.
still passive aggressive.
So, how do you feel in situations where you send an emoji and feel like the other person misunderstands you?
Yeah, it depends on the person. I mean, like most of the time, I'm just like, whatever, f it, I don't care. Because like communication is so about delivery, and I want to know if my message was delivered correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense for me to want to know if they received it correctly.
Well, if I message people I don't know very well, I am more careful with what I say and which emojis to use. And for the people I know better, I don't really worry about that. So no, I don't think so.
And may I ask how it makes you feel if you recognize that someone misunderstood your message?
Well, I try to clarify.
Okay, so you like send another message to clarify.
I sent another message and I try to clear up the confusion.
Okay, so it does not make you feel frustrated in those situations.
Can you imagine for a second you write a text and you think of the emotion you're trying to convey, and there is a feature that automatically select an emoji or create an emoji for you. How would you feel about that?
I think it would be convenient, but I would feel very frustrated. It would be convenient if it's just like a recommendation instead of like auto generating for me. Yeah.
Okay, so if the emoji doesn't always match your mood, you would stop using it.
Yeah.
Kind of, okay.
Do you think that's a cool feature or do you think it's unnecessary?
Actually, my keyboard does that, and I think it's
Yeah.
pretty annoying because it never is the right one.
In what situations would you think that this feature is most useful?
I guess it depends on the context of the message. If it's a message where I wouldn't want to add an emoji to it, I don't want one to be suggested. But for example, if it's a funny message where I want to, I don't know, append a laughing emoji at the end, then it should probably recognize this context and suggest it.
Would you feel like your privacy is invaded if the app is automatically generating emojis based on your text?
Yeah, I feel like it's a problem to a lot of people, but like for me, I don't care enough. So like, oh, you're reading my privacy, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you be comfortable with the app not only reading the text, but also making a picture of you or analyzing your emotion through the camera or through a brain interface to choose an emoji or create an emoji?
I would not want that because I think that's a lot of information of yourself to give up, and the benefit is very, very, very small.
Okay, so you would feel that an app that's analyzing your mood would be invasive to your privacy?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, and if the app tries to guess your mood based on the text you're writing, that's not invasive to your privacy, or do you feel?
Well, I think they are doing that anyway, and I would expect computation to stay local.
I've never really cared much about it, but I do think that they do collect our information, our data.
And if that's the case, would you be comfortable if they use AI to generate such an emoji?
Generate, no, but recommend, yes. I would be fine if they recommend me emojis.
Yeah.
But if they auto-generate it for me and then I have to delete it if I hate it, then that's not okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would like to have a way of turning on and turning off that feature?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, no, because it's part of that row of words that are suggested when typing, and sometimes that suggests an emoji instead. But overall, I think that is a useful feature more often than not, so I would not turn it off.
I don't know. Like, there's the fun of facial expression not being in texting, like the true expressions.
Yeah.
So you can say things that you don't. You can be like ha ha ha, and then like laughing emojis, but you're not laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do such things.
So if I get you correctly, you think it's a good thing that it's not always the emotion you're actually experiencing.
Yeah, I think it's also an art form, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can like exaggerate what you're
Yeah. So if
trying to say.
you're putting their facial expression, the exact facial expression, it takes away the fun of like, you know.
Okay, so you get joy out of selecting emojis yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about if you're able to tweak such emojis? If there's a suggestion for a certain emoji, but you can afterwards modulate it in a way so it fits your expectations?
Yeah. I think it's mostly fine if it's just a suggestion, but if you generated the emoji for them and like make them use that emoji based on their facial expression, then it's not fun.
Okay.
But yeah, customizing, modulating, and playing around with it, yeah, it's fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
You said you never feel limited by emojis. Would you still prefer a way to personalize emojis?
What do you mean by personalize?
Like you can create your own ones and
I wait 1 second. I want to add something. I missed one emoji actually, because
Can you
there is no
elaborate?
Austria flag. I think one time I looked for an Austria flag and I didn't find one.
Okay, yeah, but I feel like that's not really an emoji. Then that's more like a. I mean, it is an emoji, but it's not there to convey an emotion.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay, and
I'm sorry.
there is
Let's
an
get
Austria
back to the
flag, by the
point.
way.
Oh really?
Yeah. But it's good to mention it because I want to ask. Besides, like having the feeling of not having enough emojis, do you sometimes feel like you can't find the emoji you're looking for?
That happened to me because there's a search bar, but not every emoji is findable with the search term I would expect to.
Okay.
So I don't
So,
have
in this
I don't
case-
know which one that happened with, but let's say I want to have a fire and I write fire, but it doesn't come up. But if you write torch or something, then it does come up, for example.
Okay.
And I want to get a bit more into what you previously said, that you feel like texting is a different form of communicating. And you feel like if the emotions would be too accurate, does no longer feel like texting.
Yeah, I mean, communication is all about delivery, right? And the emotion has to come through, right? The texting and playing around with emojis instead of using like the correct emoji is fun too. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. And so another question would be, when you're using emojis, do you sometimes prefer using typing style over emojis?
Typing styles or
Like XD, LOL.
Oh yeah. Because like sometimes it feels like the texting side matches what I meant more.
Yeah.
It's just much what I want to express more. And sometimes it's just because I don't want to use it. Also, it makes it feel more edgy, more, like cool sometimes.
We've covered a lot, yeah. Do you have any questions remaining?
Are you guys making an emoji suggesting system?
So we have for our UI class, you need to do a brain computer interface. And we need to think of ways to better an app idea for brain computer interface and how it could help you in your everyday life. And we came up with the idea of having a way of selecting emojis based on your mood, and also generating emojis based on your mood, so you don't have to look for them so much, because we feel like a lot of time gets spent on finding the correct emojis.
Because like emojis are related to joking around and memeing as well. So like most of the time is not only the mood, which is fun. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but that's basically what the interview is for, to assess how people use emojis usually in their everyday life, but if it even makes sense to automate that, or if it does help.
It can be done, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have more questions. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, we're finished.
No, thank you very much.
Perfect.